Hi traders, and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Thursday, the 20th of July. So, bit of a change around in the markets. Again, if we just take a look at what happened yesterday, had a lot of euro strength in the market. Swiss franc was also strong. CAD was coming onto the tables as a strong currency as well. By the time it came to the evening, we didn't really have much of a change from this morning or from the previous morning. However, this morning we've seen quite a significant change. You can see that although the Swiss franc still remains the top, euro has faded away here. We can also see that the Australian dollar has come onto the tables. Now, on the weak side of things, we've had a little bit of a reverse order going on. Pound is now the weakest currency, and if we flip back over here, that tells us that pound Swiss is one of the pairs to watch from the tables. I'm going to be focusing a lot on pound weakness in this video. Obviously, it's come onto the trend traders as well. So is this telling us that the pound weakness is now starting to become more of a long-term thing as well? And so I'm going to have a look at across the board against CAD, Oz and Swiss. And I'm actually going to start off with pound Aussie. The reason being is because it looks like quite a clean chart to potentially work with. Now, I'm just going to pop up to the weekly time frame here for a second just to kind of show you the top-down analysis of this. We can see that price has recently tried to break through the 1.9150 handle. We've had 3 or 4 or even 5 attempts at the 1.9150 handle, and price each time has failed to really close above it. We did close above it on one occasion, but we failed to trade above the previous weekly high. Price has now started to push lower here, so obviously the buyers that were trying to push price through this area have given up now, and we're starting to see them sell those positions back. Now, I do have a couple of interesting levels of support coming through. First of all, we have this trend line support, and basically that has come from this low of this week starting the 29th of January 2023. We've spanned that trend line up, coming into intersection with the low here on the 11th of June 2023, that week there, and price could be heading into that area. So that could be a first area of support for pound Aussie. The second area could be the previous weekly lows, because we can see that price, although it's extended to the upside, we haven't really got any other support levels to work with from a weekly perspective until we come into these lows. Now, I have marked that as the 1.8525, but we can safely say that spans all the way from the 184.50s all the way up into sort of the 186 level, if we take it from sort of the candle body low there and the wick low of that candlestick. So safe to say that there could be an opportunity for pound Aussie to continue to trade lower here, potentially into that zone. If I go to the daily chart, you'll probably see or notice one really common forex pattern that has formed here, and that is the head and shoulders pattern. So we've got the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder in here. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and this typically can form at a point of reversal in the market, so at a resistance level, which is that level that runs through here at that 1.9150 handle. We've traded through the neckline of the pattern as well. You can see we had an ascending neckline just through here. Price has traded through that now, and we are overextended a little bit today. You can see that the ATR on chart partner is saying 216, but the 3-week rolling ATR is 158. So we're well above the 3-week rolling ATR at the moment, which means that price may not continue to move lower today. It may in fact start to pull back a little bit, and that's exactly what we want, because I'm looking for an opportunity to the downside on this market. Now, if I go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see again price trading lower through here. So I actually quite like that 191.50 that we were spoken about before up here. However, that pullback there seems a little bit too deep, a little bit too unlikely. So there's two areas we can work with. We can work with the sort of 1.9 area, or there's actually a little bit of a level higher up. So the 1.9050, if we were to look left, it kind of engages with these lows in here. You can see this wick lower as well. It kind of intersects in and around that point. So the 1.9050 could be a level we could work with here. Now it's saying we need 160 pip stop loss at least. Now that takes us above two highs there. If we want to extend that further, then we're going to have to look at around a 240 pip stop. I'm happy with the 160 pip stop because we could also kind of engage maybe like a short-term trend line in there as well, and that could also add to the confluence there. But ultimately, targets are going to be down towards this 1.8525. So if we were to enter around the 1.9050, that's around about a 500 pip target with 160 pip stop loss. For a risk to reward ratio, that's pretty decent. So if I was to add this in here, just kind of plot that very loosely, we can see that that's 1 to 3 risk reward there. So quite like the opportunity of price coming down to there. But you've got two options. Like I said, you can either look for a sort of more conservative entry in terms of you're going to get triggered potentially into this one. A little bit more aggressive, I would say, of an entry is putting back even further for price to get involved. So I'll leave that up to you to make a decision on that one. But that's what I'm potentially looking at going into today's trading day. Pound obviously featured as a weak currency, so I have looked at pound Swiss. Considering it tops our day traders table, it's something that we obviously want to take a look at because it tells us that there's momentum within this market. Now, if I just head up to a weekly chart here and zoom in slightly, you can actually see we're now back at lows of a short-term trading range. And I say short-term, it's been in this range since October of 2022, but price has been bouncing pretty much between the 1.15 area and these lows here at the 1.1075. Now price is back at these range lows here. It can be a bit tricky to try and get short here. What I would like to see is price trade through the low here. That makes us makes an opportunity for us to trade down to the 1.09, perhaps even to the 1.025 handle. Now, going down to a lower time frame on that daily chart, for instance, you can see even the 200 moving average starting to shallow out there, telling us that the market is definitely in a range. If we go down to the 4-hour time frame, the market looks like it's forming a double bottom pattern. So to get short on this market at the moment, I feel is going to be fairly difficult considering the fact that we're right at that range low. Like I said, I'd prefer one or two things to happen. We either pull back towards the middle of the range into this area here, maybe price goes short again from that point. Alternatively, if we consolidate breakout, then I'll look for the retest of a continuation move to the downside there. Very similar to our analysis on dollar Swiss yesterday. Finally then, pound CAD was another market that I like the look of. Obviously CAD coming into some strength now, but pound CAD also at a level of support. So I've already opened it on this 4-hour time frame. You can see we were actually long pound CAD in and around this level, weren't we, last week? We hit our full targets at the 1.73. Price has then double topped, so this was a good area to target for us because price has double topped and reversed from this point quite aggressively, I would say, to the downside. And now we're sitting back at that 1.6950 level, and price is just finding a bit of support at the moment. So again, how would we trade this to the downside? I think it's going to be a bit of a tricky one, to be honest. Again, I'd probably want to see, if I go to the hourly time frame, I'd probably want to see prices back up in this area in here where we've just sold off from. If the 50 moving average could catch up with that, that could be an area of interest. The only problem with that is 120 pip stop loss, and then you've got a 70-80 pip target. So risk reward ratio is pretty much gone on this particular market. So I think the one to watch is definitely pound Aussie. I think that this could have potential to move a lot lower. It's a very clean setup here, very clean chart. So with the daily did finish and close like this, for instance, I think it would give us an opportunity for that to continue. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.